Good afternoon, YouTubers. Welcome back in to another edition of Astros Recap. David Artis here. Another week gone past for the Astros. It is 2:25 p.m. Monday, August 29th, 2022. So back on schedule. Off day for the Astros. Also, Thursday will be another off day for the Astros, so they get some rest days this week. Um, Decent week. The 6 game homestand. They went 4-2, so that's usually what you aim for. Not the conventional way of taking the series. They actually were able to salvage a game against the Orioles yesterday, and then they swept Minnesota. They swept them 6-0 this year against Minnesota, so they played them pretty well. Games weren't great against Minnesota. They just were scoring enough, and yeah, the bullpen still, especially early in the week on Tuesday and Wednesday, really didn't pitch that well. But we had room for we had a cushion basically. We had like a 2-3 run lead, so giving up a few runs there in the ninth inning, didn't result in us losing basically. Made things closer, but still able to at least shut the door. So yeah, I mean those first 2 games, it just you win it at the end, so you're happy about that. But the bullpen just still scares you, big time. So, and things really haven't changed a whole lot. I mean, they lost on Friday and Saturday. Bullpen was good yesterday. We'll talk about all that. But the Astros, do improve the record. Like I said, off day today, so they go up the very short plane flight today for the team up to Arlington, Texas, and then they'll take off for LA after that. And they have an off day in between going into this and getting out of the series. So it's just a short 2 game set. So we'll see how things go. But the schedule, I mean, when you play divisional opponents, it's really not that tough for the Astros this year. They've fared pretty well against their divisional opponents. I mean, they're done with Seattle. They were 12-7 this year against Seattle. They'll be even better, I think, against the Rangers, because this might be it. I'm not sure, but I know they play the A's, I think, 4 more times. They play the Angels this week, and I'm not sure if that's it with the Angels, but we'll wait and see. But yeah, I mean, as long as you keep playing divisional opponents, the Astros are usually in pretty good shape. Now, they had a lull there with the Oakland A's, where they had lost 5 of 6, but other than that, yeah, they've been able to beat up on some pretty bad teams. So that's why when you look at the record, as good as it is, the Astros sit at 82-47. So they've really been stuck in this spot. Well, obviously they've been stuck atop the AL West, but Seattle is 11.5 back. I feel like I get on this podcast every week, and Seattle's always 10, 11, 12 back. So things haven't changed there. Yankees got better. I think when I talked to you last, they were really struggling. They had won two straight. So they actually just lost 2 to the A's. So we still hold a 3.5 game lead. I think it was the same scenario last week. So not a lot has changed standings update-wise. Astros still number 1 seed. If you want to associate and look at the National League quickly, the Mets had the exact same record as the Astros at 82-47. They lead the Braves in their division by 3 games. St. Louis has really separated themselves to top the NL Central, as they have a 6 game lead over the Brewers. And the Dodgers, obviously the best team in baseball, at 88-38. So, yeah. Pretty good. I mean, San Diego, who's in second place in the NL West, are 70-59, and they're 19.5 games back in second place. So, yeah. Quick standings update for you as I get into the games here. So, as I said, off day Monday last week. I got on here hours before the game started on Tuesday. I was busy Monday. I had a long trip to, yeah. Anyway, they win this game 4-2. They go into the ninth inning with a 4-0 lead. So, I mean, you felt good. And then, was it Montero? No, it was Nares. I don't get how you get credit for a hold when you give up 2 runs. Like, Nares got the hold in this game, apparently, up 4-0. as he came in the ninth inning. He gets a hold, but he gives up 2 earned runs, strikes out 2, walks a guy, got 4 outs. But you really the these bullpen stats when it comes to holds and saves are kind of misleading. But I'm not going to get into that. Verlander pitched this game. He was great. Only got through 6 innings. His pitch count got up to 91. So, I mean, they're not going to stretch. Verlander's not going to be stretched out in terms of here's the ball, you throw 110 pitches. They're just not going to do that. So, we're still waiting on word. I was going to get to Verlander yesterday, talk about his injury here. But this game, he got the win, 6 innings. He didn't even give up a hit, struck out 10 guys. So, yeah, he was as good as could be in 6 innings. Stanek never makes things easy, but he did strike out 2, gave up a hit, got through his inning. Will Smith got through his inning, but as always, well, actually, he did not. He got 1 out, gave 2 hits, struck out a guy. Yeah, Will Smith just has not worked out, at least to this point. I mean, every outing, whether it's lefties or righties, it just, yeah. He can't get people out. He just can't do it. He not a guy I have a lot of faith in. Now he hasn't really cost us a game yet, so I haven't had to jump on him because he hasn't been put in a spot where it's like, we're tied or we're up 1. Here's the ball. Get us 3 outs or whatever. He hasn't been called on to do that. So, but he's not pitching his way into the playoff roster by any stretch. Hector Neris still struggling. 2 runs. I just mentioned that. But Abreu had to come in and get the final out of the ninth inning, who also walked a guy but then struck out a guy. But Abreu, a guy we've seen a little bit more, which is something that needs to be done. We need to see more Abreu, less of Maton. That's pretty clear. I've stated that numerous times. Maton's not really good. Every time, like Maton can have like 2, 3 outings where he doesn't give up runs, and you think, maybe we're getting somewhere. And then he goes out and gives up a big home run, and it's like, all right, never mind. So that's what Maton's been all year. ERA is over 4, I think. So, and I'm gonna get to Abreu again because he pitched 2 innings yesterday, but Abreu's numbers are pretty solid. Still hold on to get the win, 4-2. Same scenario Tuesday. Everything was lining up the same exact way. They go into this game, into the ninth. Well, hold on. I always get these dates mixed up, and I got to find my way back. But they go into the ninth inning here, up 5-1. So it's again a 4-run lead, and they give 2 more runs. So Valdez was great. He did his quality start thing again. I think he's broken the record. 4 walks. That's about what you expect. 4 walks. Struck out 8. Got his ground ball double plays. 7 innings. 1 earned run. Only 2 hits. But that's a Valdez-ish line right there. The 4 walks, 8 strikeouts, and a bunch of double plays. That's what he does. And we've learned to just live with that. But 13-4 in the year. ERA at 2.65. I mean, how can you be upset with that? Abreu came in to pitch the 8th. Solid. I want to say 1, 2, 3. I see no hits, no walks. I see a strikeout. 2.22 for Abreu. ERA. And then Montero, yeah. Montero. Yeah, so Montero pitched the 9th here. Gave up 2 runs. 1 of them earned. Walked a guy. 2 hits. But that wasn't a save situation. The reason you'd usually see Presley in these 9 innings, right? Or in the save situation. He has been placed on the IL. So this was done, I think, after this game. He had some neck stiffness, and he officially went on the IL with neck spasms. So that's an injury. So Montero's probably going to get the bulk of the opportunities in the 9th inning for the time being, even though you don't feel awesome with him out there. Still wait and see. And then, Thursday's game was a much easier game. Did they give up runs here as well? No. Mancini had a big 3-run home run in the first. It was part of a 4-run, first inning for the Astros after giving up a run. So they were up 4-1 early, coasted the rest of the way. Garcia got the win. What did Garcia do? Yeah, that's a Garcia-ish line as well. 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, walked a guy, struck out 5. Gets the win. 11-8, but 4.14 ERA. He's obviously the worst pitcher in the Astros rotation, Luis Garcia. Garcia just, yeah, not, if you have an ERA over 4, I don't qualify you as good. And it's at 4.14. So that's usually the indicator I look at when it comes to ERA. In some circumstances, but there, yeah. Will Smith came in, scoreless outing, surprising, but yeah. In his inning, he gave up a hit, struck out a guy. 4.30 ERA for him. Maton had a scoreless inning, same line, but his ERA is at 4.38, so there's that. Neris worked a scoreless inning there. That was actually a good inning where he struck out 2. ERA at 3.61, and Montero, good bullpen day for the majority. Garcia gave up all 3 runs the Twins scored, so Will Smith, Maton, Neris, and Montero all did their job out of the bullpen to secure the win there. So yeah, you sweep the Mariners, or not the Mariners, the Twins. Feel good. Not great wins. I mean, scoring enough and doing enough from a bullpen standpoint. Starters, obviously, Verlander, Valdez were great. That's what you'd expect. And then Garcia, yeah, has his subpar outing, but the offense bails him out, basically. He only gave 3 runs. Wasn't terrible, but still not awesome. Weekend, Baltimore. Obviously, we hadn't played Baltimore all year. In fact, we played Baltimore, I guess, at the end of September. I thought it was actually sooner. Played them again, losing 2-3. I mean, the offense just didn't show up Friday. They lose 2-0 now. McCullers was good. I want to say he started this game. We talked about the going back to a 5-man rotation last week. Javier was the odd man out, which was surprising, but he's the guy that has experience in the bullpen, so he's the one who got put back there. He comes out of relief in this game. Now, McCullers only went 5 innings. He had the issue with his pitch count, which that's what McCullers does. Let's see, how many pitches did McCullers throw here? I'm trying to find this real quick. 90 pitches in 5 innings. That's about right. Like, if McCullers has issues, he implodes, A. B, he pitches okay enough, but runs into the pitch count issue. But, I mean, 5 scoreless innings, I can't be too upset. Walked 3 guys, struck out 2. Yeah. In 3 starts, he ERA 1.69, so I can't be too upset. But Javier gave up the big 2-run home run. That was the 2 runs the Orioles scored. The Astros got shut out by some no-name pitcher. I'll look at it here in just a minute. Will Smith pitched a scoreless 9th, but the Astros were already down 2 runs at that point. Bradish, guy who hadn't pitched... I mean, look at these numbers. So, he was 1-5 going into this game. Now he's 2-5. But the ERA at 5.63. That's after pitching 8 innings of scoreless baseball. Like, you make some no-name who's not had a good year. I'm looking at the numbers right in front of me here. Not had a good year. His rookie year. And he goes out there and pitches 8 scoreless. I mean, that's inexcusable. But we move on. Saturday was pretty similar. Astros score 1 measly run this game after giving up 3 early runs. I know Santander hit a big home run, and then someone else also hit a home run for the Orioles. We were down 3-0 early, and again the Astros couldn't score. And this time it was against Kramer. We're going to find this guy's numbers. Dean Kramer. Yeah. His numbers are a little bit more respectable, at least in terms of ERA. 6-4, but 3.24 ERA. But still, he's a no-name. And he shut down the Astros. 7 2/3, 4 hits, 1 earned run. And then, yeah. So, yeah, Friday and Saturday, just nothing, really. And then yesterday, they win. This was the... some good things to take away from this game. They did well in terms of... pitching. I mean, Verlander goes 3 innings. He gets taken out with, I'm sick and tired of hearing this, discomfort. I'm just so sick and tired of hearing absolutely nothing. Right calf discomfort's the diagnosis, and Apparently, he's in the process of probably going to get an MRA as we speak here, MRI, um, and then we'll go from there. I have no idea. He showed nothing on the field, at least in terms of favoring a calf or any grimace or anything. So it was a shock when he was taken out after 3. But the bullpen roll call did a good job. I mean, Seth Martinez, who was called up for the injury to Ryan Presley, had a scoreless inning. Abreu went 2 scoreless. Gave up a hit, walked a guy, struck out. Look at his ERA. Brian Abreu, guy I was not a huge, well, I didn't like him, period, last year. He was terrible. But Abreu's got an ERA at 2.08. He needs to be more of a leverage guy, I would assume. Until he messes up, and he hasn't really messed up a whole lot this year, I think he needs to be a guy that they turn to. Because there's not a whole lot of faith. I mean, Stanek goes in, and Stanek is just, I don't know. The ERA is good, but we know the issue is Stanek. It's walking guys, it's giving up hits, he can strike out guys, but I feel like when Stanek goes in a game, there's always traffic on the bases, whether he inherits it or whether he does it himself. I probably would rather see Abreu. And Neris is just sort of up and down at this point. He was good here. I mean, with Martinez, scoreless inning, Abreu 2 scoreless, Stanek scoreless, Neris scoreless, and then Montero gave up an earned run, giving up 3 hits, striking out 2. ERAs to 2.68. Now keep in mind, Rafael Montero's ERA was in the 1s for the majority of the year, and it's spiked up. But Neris and Montero, both of them are sort of, there's no consistency there. They'll have a good game, then a bad game. Good, bad, good, bad. It's just, it's hard to trust people like that. So that's why I say what I say. And Stanek is sort of the same way. You can throw him in the boat as well. And you have no Presley at this point, at least for at least one more week. I don't know the extent of his injury, the neck spasms. I don't know how big that is. Presley was a guy that you felt good just watching him pitch, at least lately. So, but you don't have that. So you got to sort of piece things together. Montero is the acting quote-unquote closer for the time being. But 4 in 2 weeks, so I can't be too upset as I sit here. So, yes, think on that. Like I said, off day, 2 games with the Rangers, off day 3 in LA against the Angels. So, before we come back home. And you play the same 2 teams. So you have a road trip here, 5-game road trip, and then you come home and you play Texas for 3 and the Angels for 3. So it's Texas, Angels here for the next 5 plus 6, 11 games. That might wrap up the season series as I look. It does. So yeah, if we can, beat up on these teams. 5-game week, always hard to predict. I mean, obviously, you're playing the Rangers, who you've beaten this year, and you're playing the Angels, you've also beaten this year. You should take 4 of those 5 games. And I'm not going to say it's greedy, because I don't think it is. But every time I sit here and I feel like I'm being somewhat greedy, they underperform. So let's just go 3-2, 2-3, whatever. But yeah, so the big injury is obviously Presley on the IL, and then we're waiting on word with Verlander. I have no idea. I wish they would get this MRI done and come back with some diagnosis. I don't think it's serious, but I have no idea. We have no idea. So the Astros are so far ahead. Even if they were to fall out of the 1 seed and New York overtook them, I'd still feel fine being the 2 seed. I think the bye is what's important, which is what the first 2 seeds get. So, yeah. But yeah, we'll enjoy the off day. They're probably getting on a plane here shortly, or not already, if they're not already on the plane. Short flight, hang out, and then play tomorrow at 7. So, be looking forward to that. But also an off day Thursday. So, but yeah, I'll wrap things up. I mean, I'm coming up on 29. I'll wrap things up there. Love to hear your comments section below. All that good stuff. YouTube's filled with all this fun stuff. You can like the video, share it with your friends. You can comment. Love to hear your thoughts. But in good shape. We'll enjoy the off day, and then we'll get back at it as we got two more days of baseball here in August, and then you start your stretch run run of September. But the Astros need to be looking at locking up the division and having a 1 or 2 seed. Hopefully the 1, but 2 wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. So yeah, wrap things up there. We'll talk to you in a week.